Old oak whiskey that I want to give that to Patrick.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, the man who made the world hold its breath, was more than just an action star. From Frank Dux in Bloodsport to Kurt Sloan in Kickboxer and the legendary twins in Double Impact, he became a phenomenon, a force of power, grace and charisma. His splits defied the limits of the human body, his kicks were like lightning, and his gaze could burn into memory. But behind the thunderous applause and camera flashes lay wounds invisible to the world. Broken marriages, betrayals, struggles with addiction, and personal losses haunted him quietly. At 63, Van Damme's battles are no longer fought on screen, they are fought within, against loneliness, past regrets, and a relentless inner storm. Yet even after decades of triumph and hardship, his story remains a testament to resilience, perseverance, and the fragile strength of the human spirit. Humble beginnings in Brussels. Jean-Claude Camille. François van Varenberg, later immortalized as Jean-Claude Van Damme, was born on October 18, 1960, in a quiet corner near Brussels. His father, Eugen, worked as an accountant, bringing order to their modest home, while his mother, Eleliana, a florist, filled it with colour. His sister, Veronique, was his only companion. On the surface, life looked ordinary, but Van Damme saw himself differently. A skinny boy with thick glasses mocked as a puny 4 eyes. At 11, he stared in the mirror and vowed to rewrite his story. His first battles were not in gyms or arenas, but in his heart, fighting shame, doubt, and the sting of ridicule that felt heavier than words. His father, sensing the fire inside, enrolled him at the National Karate Center under Master Claude Guts. 4 years of brutal training shaped discipline into a second skin, and by 18 he earned a black belt in Shotokan Karate, joining Belgium's national team. Ballet, bodybuilding, and the birth of a warrior. Van Damme realized that strength alone would not make him complete. To complement his martial arts, he pursued ballet for 5 years, developing balance, endurance, and grace. He famously said, "If you can survive a ballet workout, you can survive anything." Bodybuilding followed, transforming the fragile boy into a figure of steel. By 1978, he claimed the title of Mr. Belgium, not just for the trophies, but for the belief he had cultivated within himself. His early dreams were humble, yet impossible. To save the world, to protect nature, and to become a movie star. Those whispered wishes in a quiet Belgian church became the compass for his extraordinary journey. The American dream and relentless struggle. In 1982, Van Damme arrived in the United States with only $3,000, a broken accent, and a dream larger than his body. Hollywood was indifferent. Nights were spent in the backseat of a beat-up car, stomachs twisting with hunger, sometimes stealing scraps of food just to survive. Days blurred into auditions, each rejection a fresh wound. But discipline remained his constant. He trained relentlessly, stretching, splitting, lifting, and perfecting every move, telling himself every day, "Thank you in advance for my success." Odd jobs, pizza delivery, parquet floors, driving limousines and working as a bouncer, kept him afloat while he continued to chase the light of Hollywood. The first breakthrough. Van Damme's first small roles came in 1984, background dancing in Breakin' and joining Chuck Norris's stunt team in Missing Action. It was grueling work, low paid and exhausting, but it proved he could endure. In 1986, he finally landed a credited role as the villain Ivan in No Retreat, No Surrender. Though the film was small and cheap, it marked the first victory of many. Every rejection, every cold night, every humiliation became a brick in the foundation of the legend to come. By 1988, Bloodsport premiered, launching Van Damme into global fame. On screen, he was Frank Dux, but off screen, he was fighting for the boy who had once knelt in a Belgian church, praying to be seen. The film's success validated years of struggle, humiliation, and hunger. The heights of fame. Following Bloodsport, Van Damme's career skyrocketed. Kickboxer, Lionheart, Death Warrant, Double Impact, and Universal Soldier cemented his global status. With each film, he became a symbol of strength and discipline, admired worldwide for his breathtaking agility and charismatic presence. He even inspired video game characters and viral commercials, turning his name into a legend. Yet as the applause grew louder, so did the shadows in his personal life. The relentless schedule of films, premieres and stunts left little room for family or rest. The very dream that saved him from loneliness now threatened to consume him entirely. Love, marriage, and the cost of ambition. Van Damme's personal life mirrored the intensity of his career. His first marriage to Maria Rodriguez ended as he pursued Hollywood. Cynthia Derion, his second wife, lasted only a year, with the pressures of fame and obsession pulling him away. Gladys Portuguese, a former bodybuilder, became his third wife and the mother of Christopher and Bianca. Yet even this marriage faced strain from Hollywood's demands and temptations. Darcy Lapierre, his fourth wife, offered another chance at love, producing a son, Nicholas, but their union, too, ended amid rumours and distance. The heartbreaks left scars deeper than any fight or injury, teaching Van Damme the painful lesson that success often comes at a cost to the heart. Addiction and inner battles. Amid the chaos of fame, Van Damme struggled with addiction, consuming dangerous amounts of substances as a way to escape exhaustion and inner turmoil. The media captured scandals, but none could show the pain of a man wrestling with himself in hotel rooms, on film sets, and in solitude. Arrests, legal battles, and public humiliation followed, yet these setbacks did not define him. They became part of the journey towards self-awareness and recovery. Diagnosed and rebuilding. In the late 1990s, Van Damme received a bipolar disorder diagnosis, finally putting words to the highs and lows that had dictated his life. With medication, therapy, and discipline, he began to rebuild. Ballet, karate, and bodybuilding returned not as tools for fame, but as instruments of survival and healing. Each stretch, kick, and weight lifted became a prayer, a reclaiming of the boy who had once been hungry, mocked, and unseen. Redemption through art. Van Damme's turning point came with JCVD in 2008, where he broke the fourth wall, exposing his vulnerabilities to the world. For 6 minutes, he was no longer a muscle-bound action hero, but a man pleading to be understood. Critics praised it as Oscar-worthy. Audiences called it unforgettable. It was a resurrection, proving that true power lies in honesty, courage, and human vulnerability. Subsequent roles in Universal Soldier Regeneration, Day of Reckoning, and The Expendables, too, reaffirmed that the fighter still lived within him. A life reclaimed of Van Damme's greatest victory came outside the camera in the quiet reclamation of his family. Reuniting with Gladys Portuguese and nurturing their children allowed him to find the peace Hollywood could never provide. His homes in Los Angeles, Brussels, and Hong Kong serve as monuments to survival, discipline, and resilience, far surpassing any trophy or paycheck. Daily training, meditation, and strict routines maintain not only his legendary body, but his mental and emotional well-being. Legacy of a survivor. Today, Jean-Claude Van Damme is 63. His body bears the marks of decades of combat. His face carries the lines of a life fully lived, and his eyes still carry fire. But beyond the legend, he is a man who has learned that strength is not the absence of weakness, but the courage to confront it. He has rebuilt a life that balances family, health, and purpose, proving that even those who fall hardest can rise again. His legacy is not just in films or fame, but in resilience, forgiveness, and the enduring spirit of a man who refused to surrender. The true victory. Jean-Claude Van Damme's story is a testament to the human spirit. From the puny boy in Belgium to the immortal muscles of Hollywood, his life reminds us that the most profound battles are often fought in silence, inside ourselves. He endured poverty, addiction, heartbreak, and illness, yet emerged stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. His journey teaches that true victory is not measured by applause or wealth, but by the courage to rise again, to face the shadows, and to reclaim the life that was always meant to be lived.